Hey teachers, Rachel Parlett here from the Classroom Nook, and in this training video, we're going to talk about a whole class behavior chart that will help your students get on board with your behavioral expectations throughout the day. There are several benefits of using a whole class behavior chart. One of them is accountability. Students can look at their behavior chart, they can see exactly how their day is going, and they have the opportunity to improve if need be. It's also a flexible behavior chart. Students don't make one mistake and then that's it, call home, they're in trouble, but they have the ability to turn their day around and make better choices so that they can end their day on a positive note. So in the behavior chart that I'm going to be using as reference today looks like this, and there are three main parts to the behavior chart. The first is the starting point. This is where every student is going to begin their day. You're going to write the student's name on a clothespin, and they'll put their clothespin on the Ready to Learn section of your chart, and that's where they'll come in, they'll start their day, they're ready to learn. From there, students have the opportunity to grow. So they don't just end on Ready to Learn, but they have the opportunity to make even better choices where they'll be able to move their clip up the chart. So they start at making good choices, role model, and outstanding. So as you see students showing that model behavior, you can reward them by allowing them to move up their clip. And then if they do have a slip up or they make a mistake, they have the room to improve. So they'll move their clip down to warning on the first offense, and they still from there can have the opportunity to get their clip back up and work their way back up again. If they make another mistake, they can move their clip back down to teacher's choice, where you can choose a consequence that fits the behavior. And then finally, if they are just not getting their behavior in check, you can move their clip down to parent contact, where you can then further meet with the parents and maybe talk about a plan for improving their behavior. But at any point during the day, students can move their clips up or down. That's where it really is flexible, and it makes the students accountable for their behavior, and it also lets them know that students make mistakes and that there's always room for improvement. So using the chart, you're going to first teach it. You're going to teach the behaviors that will get students to certain areas of the behavior chart, both positive and negative behaviors. So they know exactly what they need to do if they want to get to that role model section of the behavior chart, and what they don't want to do that would move them down to the warning or the parent contact and so on. You're going to then model it. So you're going to make sure that you tell students exactly what needs to be done, and then you're going to have them practice it. Show students what model behavior looks like. You don't want to assume that they know it just because they may be older students. You want to make sure that you show them. And then finally, look for those behaviors. Make sure you're constantly watching for those positive behaviors and pointing them out to both the student and the classroom. Keep an eye out for students modeling proper and exemplary behavior and point it out. Make sure you get and download the behavior chart that it's included in your classroom management toolkit that you see right here. Print it out, cut it out, and then laminate for durability and display it somewhere in your classroom. And again, you'll need a clothespin for each student in your classroom to write their name on it. So there you have it, tips for using the whole class behavior management chart.